So this episode picks up from the previous one where we saw Himeno essentially giving her entire life to the Ghost Devil in order to bring it fully forth so it could defend Aki against Katana Man. And we see her pretty much disappearing at this point in exchange for giving her life. And it eventually gets to the point of where Sawatari, the girl with the hoodie, summons the Snake Devil to like completely eat the Ghost Devil. And this in turn has Himeno completely disappear, thus killing her. Meaning that, yeah, Himeno's unfortunately dead at this point. She's gone. But another interesting thing here is that we're seeing that one of the stipulations, I guess, with Sawatari's contract with the Snake Devil is that when she summons it to attack, I guess she has to give a fingernail in exchange, which is very painful, but not too bad considering the other contract stipulations that we've seen. But the Ghost Devil is able to do one last thing before it completely disappears using its hand, and it pulls Denji's ripcord. Denji was killed or just incapacitated in the previous episode by getting shot in the head by Katana Man, but of course we know that if he's revved he can be resurrected. And now he's full Chainsaw Man and he's taking on Katana Man, fight that we've been waiting for. And you know, it's somewhat competitive at first, but Katana Man does have his subordinates here with guns backing him up, and I really like how Denji is taking care of them. He's not hacking them up as he easily could. He's attacking them with like strikes rather than just, you know, cutting them or murdering them, of course, because Denji is taking on the hero role more and more as he develops his character. But of course, it wouldn't come without Denji being the anti-hero that we all have come to love, because he takes one of the subordinates as a hostage to try to get Katana Man to stop and back down. And it seems like he is at first, but he's pretty much going into his blitz attack that we saw him do against Aki in the previous episode. Except this time, he straight up cuts Denji in half along with his own subordinate, and this once again incapacitates Denji. And then he grabs him because they're going to take him away because, you know, the whole crux of this operation big hit that was put out is because the implication is that the gun devil contracted everyone here, gave them guns to take down public safety devil hunters, but also to take Denji's heart, because as we come to find out, he's pretty popular amongst the other devils, or more so Pochita is, the Chainsaw Devil. So then we see like a bunch of the public safety devil hunters that had been taken out in this attack, and we come back to the train where Makima was killed, or at least we thought she was killed, because she's back to life now. It's a double twist. Makima is not dead, and the hitmen who took her out, she kills them by like blowing their chests out somehow. And then we're introduced to these two new devil hunters who are meeting Makima, Kurose and Tendo, and Makima is straight up lying to them here. She's saying that it's not her blood and that she wasn't shot, and that, you know, they should tend to the other victims. So this raises a lot of questions, right? And the big one is like, okay, so how is Makima surviving this? And I guess we're led to believe at this point in the story that she has made a special contract with a devil in order for this to happen, right? Because, you know, later on when we're going to see her do more things, it's said that Kurose and Tendo have to wear blindfolds because they're not allowed to see or know about what contract she's made with, you know, whatever devil. So considering that some of these public safety devil hunters can have multiple contracts with multiple devils, as we saw with Aki, I guess we have to assume here that Makima has the same thing going on. And aside from what she does later on, I guess she has another contract with another devil that is allowing her to come back to life after being killed. So as Makima is walking with Kurose and Tendo from the train station, she figures that, okay, they must be after Denji at this point. But she realizes that she's not going to be able to make it in Tokyo in time. So she has to make do with where she is right now, and she asks Kurose to borrow 30 convicts with life sentences or worse, and then she says to Tendo to find the nearest temple with the highest altitude and reserve it. So we're going to come to find out that this is kind of like the prerequisite, I suppose, to activate whatever ability from whatever contract, whatever devil she's made. But then we cut away from that momentarily, and we're coming back to Katana Man with his subordinates trying to take Denji into the van, presumably to take him to the gun devil. But then suddenly one of the subordinates starts feeling weird and he straight up explodes. And then Sawatari like immediately knows that this must be Makima, and she tries to contact another subordinate, but he explodes too. And we're seeing like what Makima is doing here. And of course in this episode we're not privy to what is exactly going on, like what contract she has or what devil ability this is. But it appears that in order to do this, she must know the name of her target and then sacrifices another person after they say the name of the target. Then they die, and in exchange the target explodes remotely, which is really cool. Like this is one of like the most gripping sequences in anime I've seen this here. And another question is like, how does she know the names of them? Which, I mean, I guess it's understandable they would be in the public directory, but like, how does she know exactly who it is? And also, why isn't she using this ability to kill Katana Man and Sawatari? And I guess we just assume that they were better at covering their tracks. Like, their information isn't as easy to obtain as the others, I suppose, right? But yeah, really cool. Makima, as we assumed, she definitely has some tricks up her sleeve. Like, she's in the position of power that she is in the public safety and held in the high regard that she is because she's pretty powerful. Like, clearly she has multiple contracts with multiple devils. So we come back to Katana Man and Sawatari, like, after all their subordinates get killed, and we see Kobeni walking up on them with a knife. And we get a flashback to what had happened in the previous episode because we saw that the hired gun that went after them was like this old lady. And it is confirmed that she did kill Arai here. Like, Arai's dead. But she wasn't able to kill Kobeni because we're finding out the true abilities of Kobeni here. And she's incredible, actually. This was kind of alluded to in episode 5. Like, when Himeno was talking about Arai and Kobeni, she said that Kobeni's got the moves, quote unquote, but she's timid. So that was kind of planting the seed. Like, Kobeni is a devil hunter, aside from just being kind of forced into it by her parents to pay for her brother's college tuition. She does have some abilities. We're seeing here that her abilities are amazing because Sawatari summons the snake devil against her, but she evades it and like jumps all over the place like if she was like a fiend or even like a hybrid or something. Like, she's very superhuman in this sequence, and she dodges bullets and cuts off Katana Man's hand, grabs his gun, shoots him, and even dodges more bullets from Sawatari and grabs Denji and uses him as a freaking shield. Like, this sequence is incredible and a massive redemption for Kobeni here because I'm sure you've seen that she was like a big joke on the internet coming out of the Eternity Devil arc because obviously she had a complete meltdown in that arc. Didn't come across very likable at all, but now we're seeing that like she is capable when pushed to the point of where she needs to be. Like, you know, the death of Arai and whatnot sparked her true ability. And we're seeing that she's easily one of the best devil hunters there is. Now, again, the abilities that she has here, like being able to be like superhuman essentially, could be the secret contract that she has with the devil that we don't know of even currently in the series. But regardless, she's really powerful. And I like the redemption that she's having. Yeah, she is still the same person that she was in the Eternity Devil arc because we're seeing here that she's saying that this is going to make her go crazy and that she still wants to quit and that she is going to quit after this sequence wraps up essentially. But like, wow, what a redemption here. Really like how Kobeni is handled in this series. But then we're coming to the end of the episode and we see Makima meeting up with this guy Madoka, and he's basically telling her that Special Divisions 1 through 4 all came under assault and nearly everyone is dead except like the non-humans, and that Divisions 1 through 3 are going to be absorbed into 4 because of that. And now Special Division 4 is going to be under the command of Makima. But also this guy's like turning in his resignation because he realizes that, hey, if I don't, I'm pretty much going to die. Which is understandable considering what we saw happen in the last 2 episodes. But then he asks Makima something very interesting and he's like, how much of what happened today did you anticipate? And Makima, of course, you know, gives a non-answer like she typically does, saying that, you know, she can't divulge information with a civilian now that he's resigned. But this is just further showing that Makima is sus. I mean, we already knew that she was, but now she's super sus coming into this episode. Even though she did take out Katana Man / Gun Devil's gang, it was more so because they were after Denji than anything, right? But that's pretty much where the episode ends, and really looking forward to the next one. Let me know what you thought about this one in the comments, guys. And if you liked the video, please give it a like and please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day. See you in the next one.